Good afternoon, children, and welcome back to biology class. Today we'll be doing a new lesson, which is the structural organization in animals. Okay, right. As you know, in multicellular organisms, many cells group together to form tissues, isn't it? So what is a tissue, children? A tissue is a group of similar cells, right? A group of similar cells which do a specific function. Okay, now like that, in higher organisms, in multicellular organisms, we have many kinds of tissues, many different kinds of tissues in our body. Now, which are the different tissues in animal body? They are the epithelial tissue, the connective tissue, muscular tissue, and the nervous or the neural tissue. Okay, right. So first we'll see each of these in detail in this chapter. First we'll see the epithelial tissue. Okay, now what do you mean by epithelium or epithelial tissue? This tissue forms the covering of our body as well as the internal organs. Every organ has got a lining or covering, outer covering as well as internal covering. Yes or no? Yes. So that covering tissue is known as the epithelial tissue. So it should be either facing a free surface, that is their free surface should face the body fluid or outside environment. That is in the case of skin. If it is the skin, it faces the outside environment. Okay, or if it is the lining of the gut or any duct or gut, it should face the cavity like this. So if this is the trachea or the gut, okay, so this here and all you can find the cells, isn't it? Epithelial cells. Here you can find the epithelial cells. So this epithelial cells will be facing the, what is that? The internal cavity, the body fluid or the cavity inside. That's what the sentence means. So it has a free surface that faces the body fluid or outside environment. Okay, and as you know, they form the lining tissue. The cells are very tightly packed with no intercellular space, or with no or less intercellular space, you can say. Now the epithelial tissues are of two types. If it is present in a single layer is present on a basement membrane. That is one of the specialty of this epithelial tissue. All the cells are located on a non-living basement membrane. This is the basement membrane, right, on which the cells are arranged. And if the cells are arranged in a single layer, only one layer, we call it as simple epithelium. If it is having many layers, it is called as compound epithelium. Now, in all the regions in our body, you can see the simple epithelium, and compound epithelium is seen in the skin. You know, the skin protects our entire body. So it is not made up of single layer, it has to be made up of many layers. That is why it is in the skin we find compound epithelium. Clear? Now we will see the types of simple epithelial tissue, right? Now simple epithelium, according to the shapes, different kinds of shapes present or seen, they are of three types. They are the squamous epithelium, which are very thin flat cells present on the basement membrane. It's called a squamous epithelium. Okay, and cuboid. We usually draw the cells, right? That is the cuboidal epithelium. That's the shape of the cells, cube-like cells. And columnar cells are long, very, very long cells, very long, tall cells like this. And the nucleus is present at the base of the cell. Okay, such long, tall, column-like cells are called as columnar epithelium. So, what are the types of simple epithelium, children? They are, according to the shapes, they are squamous, cuboidal, and columnar. Okay, right. Now, we'll see each of these simple ones in detail. Now, this squamous epithelium is made up of flattened cells. I told you they have flattened cells with irregular boundaries, and they are mostly found in the blood vessels and also the lung alveoli, where exchange of materials happen. They have to be made up of only one single layer of cells for the exchange of materials from the air, that is the oxygen from the lungs will have to pass into the blood vessels, right? So the blood capillaries, but the blood capillaries as well as the alveoli is made up of very thin flat cells, which are squamous epithelial cells, which help in diffusion of substances across its membranes. So mainly wherever diffusion occurs, there you can find squamous epithelium. Okay, now coming to cuboidal epithelium. So cuboidal epithelium, they are cube-like in shape, cuboid epithelium, cube-like cells, and they are found in, you should know at least two examples of different epithelium present in these areas. Okay, right. So found in ducts and of glands and tubular parts of nephrons. In the nephron, what happens in nephron, children? Where secretion of substances happens. This is single nephron shown here, and there is secretion outside from the nephron to the outer kidney, in the kidney's interstitium. Also from the kidney's interstitium, things will go inside the duct. Okay, so here wherever secretion and absorption happen, there you can see this cuboidal type of epithelium present. Okay, so where are they found? They are found in the ducts of glands, different other glands, and also the nephrons or tubular part of nephrons. Okay, right. And in most cases, children, the cuboidal and columnar, both only cuboidal and columnar have these modifications. Not all places, but in some places, like in the proximal convoluted tubule. You know what is PCT and DCT? Proximal convoluted tubule of nephron. You can find it has, that is the cuboidal cells have microvilli. Microvilli means, what is this microvilli? On these cells you can find hair-like structures. On the cube-like cells, they have hair-like structures or extensions, which are called as microvilli. Like this. Okay, microvilli for movement of substances. That is the use of microvilli. Okay, now columnar epithelium. As I told you, they are tall and slender cells, very tall and slender cells, and their nuclei are located at the base of the cells, and the free surface may have microvilli. Not every columnar cells doesn't have microvilli. In different places, according to the functions it serves, it has microvilli, both cuboidal and columnar. Okay, so where do you find this columnar epithelium? They are found in the stomach and intestine. And functions again, wherever secretions and absorption happens, there you can find these types of tissues. So in the stomach, intestine, what happens, children? The food materials are absorbed into the blood from the intestine. And in the stomach, again, there is many glands. The lining of the epithelium is made up of glands, and wherever secretions, it secretes acids and many other enzymes, you know that. Okay, we will be learning in the next chapters, coming chapters. I'm not going to detail in that. Okay, so secretion, and wherever secretion and absorption is present, there you can find this columnar epithelium. Clear? So as I told you, modifications of columnar and cuboidal. The cells bear cilia on the free surface. Cilia. And present in the inner surface of hollow organs like fallopian tube. What is the need of fallopian tube? For passage of the eggs. In the fallopian tube, there is need of cilia. See this one, cilia on the surface, free surface of columnar cells. Right. So function is to remove particles or mucus in the trachea. See, in the trachea also you can find cilia to remove the dust particles. Right. Okay. And again, cuboidal or columnar cells or epithelium may again get modified into glandular epithelium in places where salivary glands, pancreas, wherever glands are located. Right. It is the epithelium which gets transformed into the glands. Okay. The glands may be either unicellular. See, this is the columnar epithelium. This is the columnar epithelium. This is the single cell. Each of these cells, these are the cells, right, which gets modified into the glands to secretion. Right. See here, this also. This is single cells. A unicellular gland where single cells will become or transform into glands for secretion. In some other case, like salivary glands, you can find there is a cluster of cells, not single cell. Many cells come together to and behave like a gland to perform secretion. Example is salivary gland. Okay, right. Now next, coming to compound epithelium. As I told you, compound epithelium is made up of many layers of cells, right? And main function of it is present in skin, you know that. Okay, and the main function is to protection against chemical and mechanical stresses. Okay, and they cover the dry surface of the skin, moist surface of buccal cavity, the pharynx, the inner lining of ducts of salivary glands, and pancreatic ducts. These are present in these areas also. Okay, right. And children, when we tell about cells, when we draw cells continuously, right? Placed adjacently, continuous cells placed adjacently. But children, they are not completely attached to each other. There is a slight gap between the cells, and these gaps or junctions, these are called as junctions, cell junctions. So these are the junctions that provide structural and functional between adjacent cells. Okay, now there are three types of junctions, which are the tight junctions. The tight junctions help to stop the substance from leaking into the other. See, you can see this figure, tight junctions. This is the tight junction. Where it will stop, it will prevent the movement of substance from one cell to the other. Okay. Now, adhering junction. Adhering, the name itself says, isn't it? We do not draw cells like this, separate, right? There is a connection between that, of course. So adhering junctions are the junctions which help to adhere. Adhere means connect both cells together. Okay, and gap junctions are the junctions between two cells where there is movement of substances, through which the substances can move in and out of the cell, from one cell to the other, or vice versa. Okay, so what are the three junctions, children? Tight junctions, adhering junctions, and gap junctions. Clear?